Before the Echo is brought to you by Exodus Outdoor Gear, ASIO Gear, and Stealth Outdoors. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Jedi Master Rendell Erik.
The Force. I call all those booners, man. I got the Force, bro.
You got the Booner Force.
Yeah. Awesome.
Oh, man. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. I'm in South Carolina now. I just flew in this morning after the last day of deer season in Iowa yesterday.
That is a far cry from what's going on in Iowa right now.
Yeah, all the snow.
Yeah. Yep. You guys got like 15 inches or something, didn't you? Crazy like that? Was it that
10.
much?
There's
okay,
10. And then there's another 12 coming the next couple days.
Yep. That's horrible.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm in South Carolina. Dude, I was sweating down here. It was like 60 degrees.
Yeah, I know. Isn't it crazy?
Wild. A lot of flooding down here. It's crazy. The river's
really?
like super high flood stage.
I saw in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, I saw a picture or something that they're flooded down there too.
Yeah, Gatlinburg was almost underwater. Pretty wild.
Yeah, it's crazy. I guess all that water comes off the mountains and floods all that stuff down in there. I assume that's what happens.
Yeah, Joe lost like 3 cameras in the flood down here.
Dang.
Didn't get them all out.
Yeah, we get flooding here too, but just in the river bottoms is the only place we get it at.
Yeah, up in Iowa, the Missouri River will flood sometimes.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah. Yep. What are you doing down in South Carolina?
I flew down here to get the company van for the show circuit. And
that's right.
I got a bunch of meetings and stuff.
Yep. If you guys didn't know, Rendell works for, this is your first, it's your second year ASIO, right?
I'm still on my first.
Yeah, I guess your first full year.
Yeah. They sponsored me before, but I've been working for them since the summertime.
Yeah. You kind of but set up all of the shows and organize all that for them now.
Yeah. Shake hands, kiss all the babies, you know.
How many shows do you guys got this year?
We got 19 right now. I'm trying to find another one to hit 20, but I don't know if I'm gonna make it or not.
Yeah, we did a members only live before this, and people were asking where I was gonna, asking me about shows and stuff. I told them I was gonna go to a handful of them with you guys, but you're gonna go to quite a few handfuls of them.
Oh yeah, a whole ton. I'm making you go to a bunch.
Yeah. Which will be good. It'll be fun.
Yeah, it's fun. Travel.
I went from not thinking I would go to any this year to maybe I'll go to more than I did last year. So
probably.
Yeah. No, it's good. I should go to a few of them. You seen anything cool come out at ATA? I haven't seen much post about it today.
Everybody I talked to said it's a lot smaller than it ever has been.
Oh, really?
There's some cool products out there that I kind of seen. I wasn't really paying attention because I was on the planes, jumping. But I had a couple people call me and talk to me about a couple different products and stuff, but I haven't really seen anything that I don't know that I really want to talk about.
Yeah, right.
I really care about name dropping companies.
Right. Yeah.
The Painted Arrow guys got they make those magnetic things for your phone.
Yeah.
They came out with a tree strap that has that magnetic holder on it. I was really interested in that because I could put like a GoPro or 360 camera on it really easy.
Yeah.
So I like the little simple things that save me a lot of time in the tree.
Makes your life easier up there.
Yeah, like sticks and platforms and stuff. I don't know. Like they don't really get me going, I guess, because there's so how can you make it really that better? But it's the little things that people overlook that make you efficient in the woods that I like the most.
Yeah, I would agree with you there. Yeah, it's like, I mean, no offense to any of the companies that came out with stuff, but it's like it's kind of just the same crap that's already out. They just kind of, it looks maybe a little different, and then you know, stacks different or attaches different or whatever. It's just like, yeah.
Just like when you get a haircut, something
Yeah,
different.
yeah, exactly. Yep.
It's
But
still a haircut at the end of the day.
right. Right. That's a good way of looking at it. But no, it is always kind of cool to see innovation this time of year. We'll see if anybody come out with something that's going to really change the way things are made, or all that. But
I might go Saturday. I might drive all night tomorrow night to make it there to go the last day of the ATA show, but I haven't decided yet.
Yeah, I'm definitely not going. But if it would have been in Indianapolis or Louisville, I may have went. But
I'm driving back home through St. Louis, so I was like, maybe I'll stop. Maybe I won't. I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe just talk to people and see if it's worth your stop. Lou's there, I know. So
I don't really care about the products. I like just talking to people and network, hanging out with stuff. That's my favorite part of shows.
Yeah. Anyway, how's your season this year, man?
It sucked.
Me and you talk all the time. We don't talk about deer hunting very much, really.
Yeah, I don't really talk to a lot of people about deer hunting.
Yeah. Yeah. What how did it look this year? Where all did you hunt?
Wisconsin, Indiana, Iowa. I spent a ton of time in Iowa, way more than I wanted to.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Sometimes it just sounds like excuses, when you have a bad season, but it is what it is. It's just being honest. Like, okay, I sucked. I mean, there was a lot of things that I was like, man, I didn't do a very good job at that this year. Like, there's a few things I thought I really struggled with this year. Besides that, the EHD totally wiped me out, man. It killed every shooter buck I had from the years past that I was really excited for. So that was haven't really experienced that before. So that was kind of a mental hurdle for me. It was I mean, I almost cried, really. It was kind of heartbreaking. Like,
Yeah.
all the
hopeless.
Yeah, all the hundreds of miles of scouting and gas and trail cams and analyzing everything. And then I found these bucks the last couple of years, and some of them were going to be like mega giants this year. They're like pushing over 180s. And I felt like this was my season. And then we got the EHD, man, and just wiped it all out. Like, gone.
Man.
It was like, and then I just spent so many days just scouting and not seeing any scrapes, rubs. I mean, places that were literally tore up like crazy the last couple of years, and couldn't even find one scrape, one rub. Couldn't even see a doe. And then you just find bucks dead everywhere, does dead everywhere. And it just went to not seeing any deer like every sit. And it was just like running around, and every place was kind of like that. So I just really struggled with that mentally and just staying motivated,
Yeah. Yeah. You heard about that in Ohio last year. A lot of guys were struggling with the same issue. It can happen anywhere. It happened here. I mean, a lot of people say that back in like 2000 and I think it was 2005 and 6, we had 2 back-to-back years of EHD, and it like decimated the deer herd down here in southern Indiana. I wasn't down here back then. I lived in northern Indiana back then, but a lot of people say that's why we don't have deer numbers right now, is because we're still trying to recover from those back-to-back years where it just pummeled them.
Yeah,
I mean, they said like a couple of farmers around here said like you'd be combining like on a creek or something, and you could like look over and just see deer just laying in the creek.
Yeah, they always go to water. So I'll run out the creeks, and you smell them. I'll be walking out at night next to the river and just smell them. You're like, oh man.
Yeah.
And
are you reading the comment about Johnny Stewart? We'll talk about Johnny here in a little bit. I was going to bring that up to you.
I was like, wait, what? But I've seen it anyways. Yeah, so it takes like, I don't know, 3 to 5 years to recover from EHD. I mean, we had it in 2012, 2019, and then for my area, this was the worst year. The 2019 and 12, it wiped some of my buddies' properties. Like 90% of their deer herd died. So, I mean, I literally almost hunted every day of the Iowa deer season, except for maybe 2 weeks when I was in Indiana. And man, I maybe not even seen a handful of deer on the side of the roads at night driving, even during. It was like the worst rut I've ever seen. Just no deer, man. But on the flip side, man, I kept grinding. I think most people would have gave up or just quit. But man, I just kept grinding it out, looking for deer, hunting every day. I'd put sits in, try different places. I mean, just off the wall stuff I never would hunt before. I just dove in there to try to find something. I ended up finding two giant bucks. One was only like 3 days during a rut, and another guy messed up the area, so I didn't have enough time to really get on him. And then the other buck was pretty much like yesterday. I was on a buck.
Yeah.
That was huge yesterday, but just didn't get it done. I had two shed bucks come out last night, had blood running down their heads and stuff, so they just shed recently. I don't know if they shed yesterday or the day before, but that was kind of wild.
Yeah, that's crazy. I'd say it was pretty soon if they're still bleeding.
Yeah.
I think that clots up pretty quick on them. But yeah, man, I hate that happened for you this year because I know talking to you this, this spring and whatnot, you were real excited about this year.
Yeah, it was that mega 8 buck, and I had a couple other bucks I was really after. That mega 8 buck, man, I wanted him bad, dude. It was like one. Then I had a horse buck. I just nicknamed him a horse buck because it's massive buck, like 350 pounds on the hoof, I bet.
Yeah.
Giant monster buck. So I was kind of pumped about that. And I don't know, some other stuff, but it happens. Like when I was in Indiana for 2 weeks, like I could tell they had EHD because the deer numbers were way down, and the bucks were cruising like crazy just because the doe numbers aren't there. They have to travel a lot just to find a doe.
What'd you think of Indiana overall? I know that's your first time hunting deer there, right?
Yeah, I've hunted turkeys there before, but first time hunting. Beautiful state. I loved it, man. The fall colors, the hill country was a lot of fun. Challenging. It was a lot more rocky than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
I didn't quite have the right boots, so I got tore up, man, my feet and my legs and stuff. And
what'd you have? Just like rubber boots, or what'd you wear?
I had some tactical boots on.
Okay, I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, the soles weren't stiff enough. I needed like some Crispies or some Schnees or something.
Yeah, like mountain hunting boots.
Yeah, for sure. Because I went up some drainages for a couple hours to get up to some saddles, and man, it just tore me up. And then leaning on that saddle platform for 10 hours for 14 days straight. That'll wear you out too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But Indiana diverse. Like I tried a lot of different stuff that I normally don't have in Iowa, and I tried some stuff that I normally would hunt in Iowa, and I found deer in both.
Mm-hmm.
So I took a lot of photos. It was cool. A lot of memories and stuff.
Yeah, you guys were down there. Am I allowed to say who you're with?
I don't know. You can say whatever you want.
Oh, okay. You guys were all down there. Like Tethered had a big group of guys down there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You had a lot of guys. I mean, you guys had a big camp.
Yeah.
It probably was a lot of fun.
And then what else was I gonna say? Oh, yeah, I got on some good bucks down there.
Yeah.
It was pretty interesting just traveling around. The first afternoon I was even there, I got on a buck. It was decent, but the last day I got on the biggest buck that I found the whole trip, but I just didn't make it happen. It was just out of range.
Yeah.
And then I made a move and he ended up lighting me up later in the day, but
happens. It's hill country, just a little bit tougher with the wind and all that, it's
I wasn't really worried about the wind, really. I mean, it was the rut, so I just kind of like, whatever, just get in there.
Yeah.
I tried some National Forest land, some Army Corps Engineer land. Like, I drove hours away or hunted close, like all different types of stuff. I found a lot of my deer like in classical Iowa, like standing cornfields, more like agricultural land. And then I wanted to experience the big woods more than anything, so I pulled off a lot of the deer I found in the corn just to go hunt like the big national forest where you're just
Yeah.
like 3-4 miles deep, just getting in there on like saddles and thermal hubs and stuff like that.
Yeah. Indiana's unique in the fact that we're one of the only, I mean, the huge national forest is over 200,000 acres. And you can, I mean, it's a wilderness. Like you can get pretty far in there, in the hills.
Yeah.
So there's not very many states that are like that.
There's another national forest that kind of bumps around down there too. Martin, maybe I think it's called.
Yeah, there's a couple of them.
Yeah, I hunted two other ones that were down there too.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I love living down here. I mean, like I said, there's not like a lot of deer like you just mentioned, but it's just beautiful place. Um, Especially in
Yeah,
that fall.
definitely would come back for sure.
Yeah. Yep. You were hunting pretty far south of me. You guys weren't real close to me. But it's all the same terrain, you know, all southern Indiana pretty much at least on the western side of the state, southwest up to the south central. So then you go to northern Indiana, it's like a pancake up there.
Yeah, it is flat up there. There ain't
Yeah.
nothing. Farmland and Indianapolis. That's about it.
Yeah. And the no Fort Wayne's up there, but there's not a lot of public land though.
No. When I drive through Indianapolis north, it feels like I'm in Indianapolis for like 3 hours.
Yeah, I know.
Wild.
I lived in northern Indiana in the flats up there for quite a few years, and I like it down here a lot better.
I got you. Yeah, I didn't
So
know you had family up that way. I don't even
yeah,
know that. That.
Chipshawana.
Yeah, there you go. Kind of a wild name.
Yeah, yeah, Amish country, man.
Yeah,
Um,
that should be a fun time up there.
yeah, yeah. You got to show up there in Chipshawana. That's what Rendell's talking about.
Yeah, some buggy racing.
They got a big flea market up there, and that's where my mom works. She has a
Oh,
booth in a flea market, like a craft store.
that sounds
So
fun.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. If you're into that kind of thing, she's real talented at crafts, and I think she has one of the biggest booths there, or one of the most your best rated one or something. I don't know what she got awarded, but
Nice.
um, anyway, Talker's Treasures is what it's called.
No, that's cool.
Yeah. Here's something I want to talk to you about. We'll get on more deer hunting stuff. This is deer hunting related, but what do you think about this Alexander bucks going on right now? I know you're buddies with the Hunter podcast guys.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on it?
Man, I just don't have all the details or facts yet. Like,
Well,
I don't know.
I looked into it the first time today, like actually like sat down and looked into it. And it's like, I was more confused now than I was when I first started digging into it.
I mean, there's a lot of stories and all kinds of stuff floating around, man. But I don't know. You know how stories and the internet get. It's hard to know what to believe until the official report comes out. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not one to just jump out and bury somebody under the bus just because of rumors and stuff. I'm more of
Yeah.
a wait. I know they like confiscated the cape and the rack and all that stuff, and they're investigating it. And
They
I
took
don't
his
know
phone too.
if you listen to it. Some of the stuff, I don't know. There's some stuff that doesn't make sense, but
Yeah.
there's some details into the story that don't make sense. But I don't
Yeah.
really pay much attention to it. That just goes to show you, if I ever kill a world record buck, my first call would be the game warden.
Yeah. I
Instant.
think it's a good lesson for people. Not that, the odds of us killing a deer like that are
Yeah.
nearly zero, but like, um, it's like, we were talking about it in the members only live, and someone, I can't remember who it was, mentioned like, well, big deer make you do stupid things, and they were referring to I don't know the guy's name, Alexander, I think is his last name, but
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, but it also makes jealous people do stupid things too. Like,
Yeah.
right now, it's like everything that has came out, there's like 4 stories saying 4 different things. And so I'm
Yeah.
just like, what, what is going on here? First he supposedly admitted everything, and now he didn't. And supposedly it was killed, 20 miles from where he said it was. And well, actually it was only 10. And and actually it was 12. And I'm just like,
And it was on the district attorney's land of Indiana, or I mean Ohio, not Indiana.
yeah,
But I don't know, man. I'm not one to call people out or talk about people,
yeah,
or like I just wait for the facts to come out. Because at the end of the day, that buck has nothing to do with me, nor him, or nor that guy. Really, like it doesn't
no,
affect me anyway. So to me, I just don't really care, man. Oh, my
yeah.
pizza. Oh, my pizza's here. Hold on.
Oh yeah, go ahead. I'll keep talking. You'll be able to hear me. I guess the reason I wanted to bring it up is like everybody is so critical of that guy, and it's like I don't know yet. It does, like I said, like Rendell said, it doesn't sound real good. His stories don't always line up, but it's like man,
Domino's.
that's nice, dude. How long ago did you order that? Because you messaged me like an hour or more ago that you ordered pizza.
Yeah, I ordered that like hour and a half ago.
Jeez, it's probably cold.
It's only like 3 minutes down the road from the hotel too. So what the heck?
They give you a discount on it?
No, I don't think so.
But yeah, I wanted to bring it up because like I don't know. To me, it's like I think people need to lay off of the kid until we know what actually happened.
I agree.
Because it's like, yeah, I mean, it's not looking good. Like his story doesn't, like you said, Rendell, doesn't really line up. But at the same time, it's like, who knows? Maybe there's that. Was it the attorney, or is there some guy that's important in Ohio that apparently district attorney? Yeah, maybe he's just a jealous a hole. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
It's hard to know, dude. Like,
yeah, 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 Tommy. It's that guilty before proven innocent. That's kind of what's going on with the guy. And that's what sucks about it so bad now. Like this stuff happens, and now this buck, say this kid actually did kill this thing with a crossbow that he borrowed from his buddy. Oh, the whole story. And it's
yeah,
like it's tainted now. Like no matter what the outcome is, people are going to
yeah,
people,
he's ruined pretty much.
yeah, and that's what's so horrible. And that's the thing about like this. It's same thing that happens in the woke culture where the people cancel people for nothing. And even if the guys didn't do that and it comes out, like nobody mentions that actually nothing happened and what he did was legal, and that won't come out. It'll just be this, everybody will just remember that they had to investigate it.
Yeah, the thing I heard too is he didn't have written permission from his own family land because I think he got it. So
it's his sister, right? His sister's land.
So you got to have written permission in Ohio. I don't think people still know that. That was back in the day when I was in Ohio. It was like that too.
I mean, I don't technically have written permission from the landowner I hunt on either. He's just a guy that I go to church with, and he told me to go in there.
Yeah, but I think in Ohio you legally have to have it.
Yeah, probably so.
And they're not.
I don't know.
I don't know. That's just like that's why self-filming's good, man. Because
there you go. Yeah,
nobody can really say anything to you because it's on film.
Right.
So I don't.
Zeke says it's less suspicious than the Rompala buck.
I don't know. I'm tired of listening to people talk about that Rompala buck too.
Yeah, that got a bunch of traction again last year, I guess, for some reason. But
yeah, killing big deer does bring out all the haters, man. Trust me.
It does.
I've had people quit talking to me because I kill big deer.
Killing any deer at all seems to be bring out. You know what else brings out a bunch of haters? Whenever you criticize saddle hunting.
Oh yeah, man. I don't know what people say about saddle hunting because this is cool, man. I don't get it. I really don't get that side of the whole fanboy thing.
Yeah, it's crazy, huh?
Yeah, I mean, if you're a killer, man, you can kill out of saddle, tree stand, ladder
It
stand.
doesn't.
I've killed them out of everything.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I was saying that I made a few videos about saddle hunting this week because of the ATA show. I knew like on YouTube, a lot of people are going to be searching saddle stuff and what's this and that. So I'm like, well, it'd be a good time to make some of that stuff. And it's the off season essentially now.
Yeah.
And so I made some videos about it. And like, dude, I like saddle hunting. I saddle hunted all year this year and I liked it. But there's some things I didn't like about it. And, and it's not because of, uh, not because of any reason than probably that I'm just haven't found my way yet or the best way for me to do it. That's it. But it's like, man, this week's the first time I've had to like block anybody on my channel for a while. And it was because they were like belligerent about saddle hunting. And they could not believe that I, would say something negative about, they said it in a horrible way, cussing and all other kinds of things. But I was just like, gosh, people are passionate about this.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
It's like
it's
when I said,
way...
I said a saddle is whatever I said, like for my all day sits in Kansas, I got pretty uncomfortable sometimes. It's like, you don't know what you're doing. I'm like, no,
I've saddle hunted 100% for like the last 5 years. And
yeah.
I will tell anybody, it's not always comfortable or the right tool for the right setup.
Yeah.
Sometimes frustrating because I can't do what I want out of it. Like I'm not set up for it. I need a tree stand. Yeah. And there's a lot of scenarios where the tree stand's better than the saddle. And I don't know, there's a lot of different things you can get into. At the end of the day, it's just a tool, man. Like I don't identify as a saddle hunter, dude. I'm just
right.
Like I just want to be a hunter, man, and kill big bucks. Like I don't care what I'm out of, just whatever I need to use.
Yeah.
I switched tree stand hunting like the late season because I got an injury and the saddle was really rough on me. So
yeah,
I had to go to the tree stand, and man, it was like rookie season all over again after you don't use one for 5 years.
Yeah.
I was out there cussing that thing.
Oh man. Yeah, I don't even think about that just because I'm so used to panging one.
Yeah,
I guess I could see that.
Oh man, I was like, oh, I forgot to do this, forgot to do that. In saddle hunting, you set up opposite, so I kept stand up, and I couldn't shoot. I was like, oh man, my shooting lane's on them.
Yeah.
So it took me a while to get used to it, and then it's like trying to get a new system down in the middle of a season when you've been saddle hunting for like 90 days straight. It's whoa, man, that's tough.
Yeah. Someone else was real upset that I didn't. So I said during late season, a lot of times I'll just take the aiders off my, all but my bottom stick. I'll just keep an aider on my bottom stick and take the rest of them off just because I don't feel comfortable climbing on aiders when it's cold.
I don't use any aiders past the first stick ever.
Yeah. And dude, I had one guy this go off on me about that. Like, I've watched a lot of saddle hunting videos and everybody uses aiders. He goes, I don't understand why you would ever take aiders off. I'm like, what are you talking about, dude?
I personally don't like aiders, if people want to know.
Yeah. They're unstable sometimes.
Yeah, really unstable, leaning trees. You can't use them. And then you're got to get a whole new setup. I'd rather just take more sticks, man, just carry the weight.
Yeah. Yeah. That's how Dan was always too. He just always was like, take 2 extra sticks.
Sorry.
Go ahead. Sorry, Rendell.
I do like the cable aiders over any kind of fabric aider because they stay open and you can flex them out away from the tree. But I'm just not a big aider I only hunt 10 to 12 feet normally anyway. So sometimes I'll run an aider maybe on the second stick too. But normally it's on the first one. And I'm not a big fan of like 3-step, 4-step aiders either because the more steps you add, the way more unstable it is. And I'm like a gorilla trying to climb a tree as it is, man, because I'm so big. Like I'm not a graceful climber at all. So the less stuff I got to worry about, the better for me.
Yeah. I'm with you there. Like I I have the Amstillators. I've tried those a little bit, but they are not as easy to use as the cableators.
Yeah.
You know, you can get lost on them Amstillators, like coming down or something,
Yeah. I mean, get a regular aider, like the Backwoods Mobile Gear guy. He
Yeah.
does really good job at. They're really sturdy. They're beefed up. They got stabilization in them. So if I use the one, I usually use his because I like it the best out of all the other ones.
I have the same ones. It's the one I use on my beast sticks. And then on my latitude sticks, I got they come with the Amstil ones. So,
Yeah. Yeah, they are pretty. For Amstil, I like the connection methods better than the aiders for the Amstil.
yeah. 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 I've been using is it the USA?
Yeah, the USA Pros, the Amstil guy.
Yeah. I use those this year for my sticks. They work pretty good.
Yeah, I like those a lot. They're really fast and easy to use, and they get tight to the tree pretty
Yeah.
easy.
I didn't care for it on my platform and my stand, though.
Yeah. You got the big size one for that?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it worked, but I just felt like I should use a strap. I don't know why. I just was better with it, I think.
I've used both, but I normally use a cam strap.
Yeah.
For platforms.
You can just get them a little tighter is the only thing.
Yeah.
I mean, you can make it work. It just is easier with a cam strap.
I don't know.
For me.
I'm just stubborn, really. So I just gotta use it.
Yeah. Anyway, are you? You went to? You said Iowa, Indiana. Where else did you? Wisconsin. You grew up in Wisconsin with us.
Yeah. Not a fan.
You got. Nobody was a fan of up in that area. Nobody was a fan of that area, man. It was rough up there this year.
No deer.
Yeah, none of my buddies really killed one up there this year. Gary, Erik, Global, they killed a couple of those killed with a gun, but none of them killed on public up there with a bow.
I will say that I give props to like Erik and Gary. Happy birthday, Gary, by the way. And
yeah, happy birthday. It's my sister's birthday too. Happy birthday, Chloe.
Birthday to her. And Erik, Dan, Gary. Man, I think they're all crazy, man. Like that's too much work for a deer for me almost. Like hunting those tamarack swamps just sucks. Like I don't know a better way to put it. Like it's over your head, you can't see. There's no trees, and if you pass a tree, you look out, and the next tree is like a mile away, and you got to go to it. Like so, you're just going out there. Then you got those little anthill things everywhere, so you're breaking you're walking through.
Is that what they're called?
I don't know what you call them.
That's what I call them, anthills.
Yeah, the mountain deal.
Yeah, they grow out of the ground.
And then you got Jacob falling through like bogs and stuff up there. I'm like, man, is this worth a deer? No, I'd rather just go hunt a cornfield in Iowa or something, But it was interesting. It was a new experience. Like, I like to go on different adventures. So, I mean, I would do it again, but I don't know if I would. I don't know about it. I'm more like, let's hunt the hills of Western Wisconsin instead next time.
Yeah, that area, we definitely don't go there because there's good deer. Like it's just it's fun to get together and struggle a little bit. But yeah, I think even Gary, he's starting to kind of expand his horizons in Wisconsin and look in some different areas instead of right there around his house. So
yeah, I feel like with my area getting decimated, I'm going to have to do a lot of different stuff the next 3 to 4 years. So I'm looking at Kansas. I'm definitely going to be in Illinois every year. I'm going to try some different areas of Iowa, which I should have done that this season, but you just get in that comfort zone and you just try to make it happen close to home, So I really pounded the pavement when I should have maybe broke off and went into some areas I wasn't too sure about. But I did that more like later into the season, like when I went and hunted with Johnny and I broke off into some other areas like that. But I think I tried to stick it out too long in my decimated area, I think.
Yeah. So I was going to ask you, what'd you think about Johnny Stewart?
He is Just like an old hillbilly redneck guy. I love it, man. Like,
he's the best, dude.
yeah, he's awesome. His stories, dude. I love his stories, and he'll keep you up for hours telling you stories because he's kind of crazy like me. Like, just do wild stuff with like no money, and you're just like, I'll just make it happen. And then you meet all these awesome people because you're broke, you know, and you get these extra opportunities. Like, I learned a lot from him, man. He's an amazing tracker. Like, just how he reads like deer sign, how old it is, where they're bedding at, just based on finding tracks and just how they're moving. Like, I really like picked up on that. That's what I paid attention to the most when I was around him. It's just trying to pick up that like tracking knowledge that he has, that he uses in Pennsylvania a lot.
Yeah, I'm gonna have him on sometime, and I want him just to get him rolling on stories. Like, tell him to drink a few beers before he gets on, and just start like, let's start with this story, Johnny. Is this true? And then he can tell us the story.
Yeah, he had some cinnamon moonshine the other night when I was down there, and man, he talked to me for 5 or 6 hours.
Oh man,
we had a fire going and just chilling in Iowa, and the Mecca too. We were like in the heart of Iowa, where like the best hunting in the world pretty much is that. So it was awesome.
Yeah. He told me a story about when he was younger. He just drove out to Iowa. He knew he had enough money to get there, but he didn't know how he's going to get back. He didn't have enough money to get back. So he took his dog out there with him or something.
Yeah,
and
he did. He
That's
met
crazy.
people that when he did that. So
yeah.
I mean, I moved to Iowa with pretty much no money too. So I just happened to stay, and he didn't. He still okay, but
he made it back.
Super nice guy, man. Like one of the nicest people I've ever met.
Yeah, he is, man. He'd take the shirt off your back if you're a deer hunter. Like, he just loves deer hunting and everybody that's involved in deer hunting. So
yeah, he invited me to come up there and hunt PA and Ohio this season. So I might take him up on that. And I know you've hunted up there too. So I might, if you're gonna go again, I might try to get up there with you when you go.
Yeah. Oh, it's funny. Like, we got to talking at the Mobile Hunter Expo, I think it was.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Oh, Josh, where do you hunt at in Ohio?" And I'm always real like hesitant because I didn't know Johnny that well then. I'm like, I don't, I'll just be like, I kind of told him the general area. He goes, "Oh, I got a cabin there." He goes, "Don't you stay anywhere but my cabin when you come up here, And then all of a sudden I stay with Johnny in his cabin all the time now. He's just the best, man.
Yeah, he told me to stay there too when I'm on the road running around to show and stuff. So
yeah,
I'll probably up on that.
Yeah, I just happened to be like staying in a hotel the next town over from where his cabin was, so it's a good time. The only bad part about Johnny's cabin, it's not a bad part unless you're my wife, but there's no service there at all. Like, you get out of the stand and you got driving to town to get service, so you don't get to talk to anybody, which is good. I mean, it's kind of nice to get a break from just notifications and everything, but when you want to like make sure everything's good at home, it's a little more difficult. Yeah, just like our grandparents would have hunted back in the day,
Pretty much. Don't die out there. Nobody ever find you.
Right. Well, if I die out there, I don't think I'm worried about it anymore,
Yeah, I don't care, man.
Have you hunted Ohio?
I have been to Ohio a long time ago, quite a bit.
Oh, really? It's not unlike Southern Indiana down there.
No, it's nice. I like Ohio a lot. I mean, it's kind of getting Columbus has exploded, kind of like Indianapolis, but
yeah,
you get away from that, it's really nice. I've spent a lot of time around like Coshocton, like Woodbury and all that stuff over there. I don't know, that's a pretty nice place, like way back in the heyday.
Yeah. What's your so you had a crappy season this year. What's your plan like this spring in Illinois or in Iowa? I know you're going to put more boots on the ground. You're going to have to. You said you're going to have to spread out. What are you going to be looking for?
I'm just going to go scout new places. I got an EHD map. I'm just going to go to places that they got low deer numbers, but they didn't get hit by EHD. So I feel like there's less deer, but they'll have more mature bucks just because that EHD targets mature deer.
That's
So
probably a good tip is like get those maps and check that out before you go hunting somewhere,
yeah. So I'll spread out. My buddy's gonna try to draw too. So if he draws, I'll probably try to help him out and scout and hang cameras for him and hunt with him some. So it depends on whatever zone he gets. I'll spend some time into, and I think this year I'm going to focus more on fun and just hunting. Like,
yeah.
I was dead set, man, locked in on those giant bucks this year, and I didn't really peel off of that. I passed a lot of really good deer. So I say my season sucks, but but for most guys, they would have shot a lot of the bucks I passed and been tickled pink. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Yeah, you
I
send
mean,
me pictures of them and stuff, like
yeah.
on your cell phone, taking pictures of them.
I mean, I could have tagged out in two states. I mean, so I mean, I can't complain that it sucked, but my standards it sucked, I guess.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I know. You you sent me a picture of one the one time, and you're like, should I shoot this? And I'm like, yeah. You don't ask me. That's a dumb question. Ask
Yeah,
me if you want to shoot it. And um, and then like that evening, you're like, I passed him up. I think he's just 3 or whatever you would say.
yeah. He was bedded for 2 hours at 40 yards from me.
Yeah.
Looking at him, being like, he probably scored 140s, mid 130s.
Yeah.
And I was just like, but I was still had my mindset on those giants. That's before EHD really took a hold. I was like right at the beginning of the season. So I don't know. Yeah, I'm spoiled for sure out of Iowa. Like
That's
when
Tim
you
Hinkie, first
when
sit.
you booners, man, it's tough, dude. Like it will ruin you. I ain't gonna lie to anybody. It does change your perspective.
Yeah, I kind of got a taste of that whenever I went to Kansas this year. I'm like, holy cow, there's a different world
Yeah.
out there when it comes to whitetail.
Yeah, that's why I'm gonna focus on like Kansas and Illinois and stuff with
Yeah.
Iowa because it'll give me the same opportunities as Iowa. And then like September, I'll break out and go like, I don't know, North Dakota, Wisconsin, maybe. If Gary can
Yeah.
talk to it.
You were going to go down you thought about going to Kentucky this year or
Yeah,
last year or whatever.
man, I don't know. I was just like,
Yeah.
maybe. I'd rather go to North Dakota, I think.
Yeah.
But I heard that it's getting a lot of pressure now too. Everywhere's getting pressure now, so I just go. I don't know. I think North Dakota would be fun, but I think it's better later in the year. So maybe I'll go elk hunting instead for the
There you
first.
go. I got an opportunity to go blacktail hunting next year
Oh, sweet!
in
That'd be awesome.
Oregon. I've gotten to know, or I've really recently in the last few days gotten to know James Orr from he used to have a podcast called Trad Quest.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if I don't know you never were in the trad bow community, but like
I think I've
that's
heard.
yeah. But he lives in Oregon and they're big blacktail hunters, and um, we are thinking about trading like a hunt, like he come hunt
Oh
Indiana, I
man,
go hunt Oregon kind of thing. So I've always wanted to shoot a blacktail.
yeah, There's a lot of stuff I want to hunt. I think that's my big goal the next couple of years too. Is I'm going to go more diversity. Go on
Yeah,
like not like I want to hunt elk every year or hogs or red
yeah,
stag, but I'd like to go and do it one time, just experience it and see
yeah.
what I.
Have an adventure
Yeah.
somewhere. Um, yeah, I'm the same way. I got a buddy, and people probably tired of me talking about him, but his name's Alan, and he's hunted 47 of the 50 states.
Wow.
And uh, I'm like, he's like, initially, I just was like, he craved going on different adventures. Like he never wanted to go the same place
Yeah.
more than once. And so he was, it started off that way where he was just like, I'll go here, I'll go here, and I'll go here. And then he said, I sat down one day and I was like, oh crap, dude, I've been to like 35 states and hunted, and killed something, whatever the case may be. And so now his goal is to go ahead and get all 50 states.
Yeah, that'd be sweet.
No, it's crazy, but
I'm
that's what
like,
he's not really driven by some people get fixated on like I'm an elk hunter or I'm a deer hunter. That's all I do. He's not like that though. He just like wants to go see something new. Doesn't really care how the hunting is or any of that.
yeah, I just want to hunt kind of guy. I just want to go do anything. Like,
Yeah.
I think elk hunting, my number one goal would just be hearing an elk bugle in the wild, and I'd be good. Like, I don't have to kill one. I just want to hear it. Like, I
Yeah.
like to go to Alaska, go moose hunting, I think going red stag hunting in like New Zealand or Argentina would be sweet.
Yeah, I agree. During the roar, they call it the roar there, not the rut.
That would be cool. Just different stuff. Hog hunting week. I like to like Africa. I like the warthogs, like the ugly stuff.
Yeah,
wildebeest.
I know a guy that knows how to get to Africa and hunt there.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Company trip.
Maybe one of those Mexican deer hunts. Yeah, the axis deer would be cool too.
Yeah, dude, I would go down there and shoot a whitetail. That's like a dream of mine to go down to the desert down there and shoot a big whitetail.
Yeah, that'd be
Just
dope.
just for the heck of it.
We can make it happen.
Let's do it. I'm game. Like I want to do it. I was supposed to go to Texas this year. That was before we knew we're having a baby and stuff. But
Yeah.
yeah, dude, I would go down there and hunt them dark chocolate rack big deer down there with the 140-pound bodies.
Yeah, if you went down there, you could hunt axis deer, whitetail, and hogs all at the same trip.
Dude, that'd be dangerous for me, man. Oh, I'd love that.
Yeah, that's fun though.
Yeah. There's so many things a guy wants to do. It's just like you can't do it all,
Yeah, pretty much.
Need to figure out how to get more money in the bank account, Rendell.
Yeah.
I want to go to Alaska. I want to go to like Kodiak Island or someplace like that and go blacktail hunting. And I don't know. There's so many things a guy wants to do, but
I just want to go to Alaska just because it's like the last wilderness,
Yeah.
There, float in and just go.
I know, and it's like, those things don't get any easier to do either. Like back in the day, guys could go and do that, and just wasn't as big a deal as far as prices and all that. But now everything's more expensive. You can't draw stuff, and I don't know.
Yeah, like a moose is like insane money to go hunt one of those moose.
Yeah.
Like Michael Waddell and stuff went up there and killed this giant moose. Those Realtree road trips. I used to watch.
Oh yeah.
I was always like, man, those moose are crazy. But
yeah, you got 30 grand now to go do that.
I don't have that kind of money.
I know, it's crazy now.
I'll Iowa whitetail, I guess.
Yeah, I know, right? And that's what Alan. He's older now. He's like pushing 60, in his 50s, and that's what he said. A lot of that stuff was a lot cheaper 20 years ago. Whenever he was hitting it real heavy and hard when he was our age,
Yeah.
So it was more accessible for him. And now you just don't even know which, a lot of the stuff that he used to do, you can't even draw it now.
Yeah.
You take a lifetime to draw. So I was talking to him, like, if I ever want to hunt like mountain goats, what should I do? He's like, I would just save your money up and pay to go to Canada and shoot one. Like, he's like, you're going to spend a bunch of money putting in for them for 30 years. And then you're not even guaranteed, like in 20 years, I don't know what the draw odds will be, So he's like, I just don't think. He's like, you're better off just putting money in the bank every year to decide to save up to go shoot one if you want to shoot one. I'm like, gosh, yeah.
I know you can go to Hawaii. They have some sheep out there that you can hunt on public land for.
Yeah.
It's not that bad because it's public DIY hunt. So the plane ticket, the place to stay is kind of expensive, but they got those MUFON sheep out there, the hybrid goats. Joe goes to like the Middle East somewhere and hunts some type of like exotic goats and stuff that are pretty cool. But yeah, stuff here in the States is crazy. I think you're better off going out of country to do a lot of that stuff.
Probably are now. I don't know. I don't even look into it because I feel like it's out of my, budget or price range or realm of possibilities.
Yeah.
Maybe I should more, but
yeah, I don't think I'm poor, so I don't think about a lot of that stuff.
Right. I feel like I'd have a hard time spending like $5,000 on a hunt,
Yeah, or have to pay $5,000 just to ship the head back.
I know, yeah.
I'm like, Lord.
Yeah, I would. It'd have to stay there for me,
Mouflon are in Texas too. Didn't know that.
What is it?
Mouflon sheep are in Texas too.
Oh, everything's in Texas.
Yeah.
They got all kinds of wild stuff down there.
There is a bunch of stuff down there. I was thinking, but I didn't.
There's no public land down there, though.
Nah, not much, I guess. Some,
No,
but not a lot.
no,
That's
all
why you
the
got to know people.
yeah. I got a buddy. I think they got like 30,000 acre ranch down there. I was in his wedding. I went to high school with him.
You should have hit him up.
Oh, that's who I was going to go see this year, but
Oh, okay.
I just I was supposed to go in December here, and we just had haze and all that. I was like, no, not this year, man. I can't be that far away from home that time of year. So, um, and plus you got it's just more expensive flying, all your crap out there and logistically. But I'll go down there with him sometime and hunt. I don't
Yeah,
think they have mule deer and whitetail. They don't have much else. I don't think hogs, but I think hogs are everywhere down there.
yeah. I don't know. Hog hunting just seems fun to me.
Yeah, I've
Just
been hog hunting.
one or two would be cool. There's hogs here in South Carolina I can hunt.
Oh yeah, that's where I shot mine, South Carolina.
Oh, okay.
We were hunting Georgia, and a buddy of mine, and Jordan Barnes, and he was we were on public land. We were getting into hogs, and he ended up, like, a buddy of his just called him out of the blue and was just a talk. And he's like, "What are you guys doing?" He's like, "We're hog hunting." He's like, "Hog hunting?" He goes, "My freaking deer lease is overrun with hogs." He's like, "Bring him over here to South Carolina, and you can kill as many as you want." So we're like, "All right." We got in the truck and took like a 3-hour drive to South Carolina, and I bought a South Carolina license. And if you would have had a gun, you could have just piled them up. I mean, I was shooting a longbow, but
Oh, no.
you should have saw the look on that guy's face when I pulled into the driveway. He's like, I pulled my longbow out. He's like, "You're going to hunt him with that?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, he goes, "I thought you'd have like an AR or something. You could just get rid of them." I'm like, "Sorry." But yeah.
I mean, I do a lot of hunting. I mean, I go duck hunting, dove hunting, pheasant, coyote hunting, call raccoons in. I used to have a raccoon dog. I'd go at night with the coon hound.
Yep.
He was a walker. I love that, man. That's a blast. I haven't been in a long time, but there's some
Man,
on YouTube that are getting into it big that I'd like to go out again. I got a bunch of videos of me out raccoon hunting. I had a dog named Doc. He's a big old long distance dog. He'd pass 20 raccoons 100 yards away to chase 3 miles and drag
yeah.
them through anything you could think of. Like, man, every time I'm like, oh, we're going on an adventure.
Yep, I had Walker dogs too growing up, man. That's all we did in high school was coon hunt, man. We were obsessed with it.
Yeah,
Uh,
I've done a lot of trapping. Man, I just hunt anything. Like, I really don't care. Like, I got all kinds of videos and pictures. I just never post them.
yeah, yep, man. I'd go again. I know there's not as much. It seemed like even back then, like this was probably, it was 15, 16 years ago. Um, People were a little more lenient. Now I would be nervous because there's so many deer leases now that people are
Yeah.
real uptight about, which I understand. It just seems like it wouldn't be quite as fun because you have a lot more worries, it seems like now. But
Yeah, that Walker dog would blow through 20 different properties.
yeah, that's what I meant.
And you're just like, okay, whatever. I got to get my dog.
Yeah, we would now at the end of it there, and this was not that many years ago. I had a mountain cur, and they were a little more. They hunted more. They hunted a lot closer to you. They were pretty nice dogs.
Yeah, the Walker's more hot nosed. The cold
Yeah,
nosed stay close, like the blue ticks, black and tans.
yeah,
The cur
yeah,
dogs, a lot of guys in the mountains, they use them for bear dogs. Those
yep.
cur are really good for that. Or squirrel, they're good at
Squirrel.
that.
Yeah, we had them. We had them trained for squirrel and then coon hounds. But man, that coon hunting's young man's game to me, though. I don't like staying up all night anymore.
Yeah, I mean, you can go for a couple hours. If you get one
Yeah,
of those Garmin deals that got the GPS, I had that. You could just drive around in the truck and follow the dog, and then get out the closest spot to him.
yeah. I bet coons would be. I bet it'd be good coon hunting anymore because there's not that many people that hunt them, and there's a lot of coons around.
You Nobody's trapping in Iowa because the market fell out. I'll see 100 a night in one field. It's insane.
Yeah, I know. I think you could just stack them up. I don't know what you do with them, but you could.
That's the problem. There's not. I mean, I don't like killing stuff just to kill stuff.
Right.
I ain't gonna use it. I ain't gonna
Yeah.
kill it.
Right. Yeah, and you can eat them, but you can't eat that many of them,
Yeah. I mean, pretty good in a crock pot. I mean,
Yeah, I'd roast them and stuff, but
yeah, they're all right.
um, yeah, I don't know. I've gotten the itch to get a squirrel dog because my son likes. We watch we'll watch Meat Eater sometimes, and he likes to watch the episodes where there's dogs. So he likes to watch the duck hunting, and he likes to watch squirrel hunting or
Nice.
rabbit hunting. So I don't
Rabbits.
know.
I've been watching the hunting public the last couple videos out there hunting rabbits and
I
stuff.
watched that one too. That's the first. That's the first hunting public episode I've watched in a long time, and it was because they were rabbit hunting. I was like, "Oh, Huckle like this." They're using dogs, you know.
Yeah, when I lived down south, I knew a guy. They'd go out on the intercoastal waterway in the Atlantic Ocean. There'd be these islands, and these islands had populations of hares out there, and they'd take
Hmm.
a bunch of beagles and would run beagles out there on these islands and shoot the rabbits out there. It was awesome.
Hmm. Yeah, that sounds fun. I mean, we always had beagles growing up too, but I never hunted anything other than just cottontails around here. I never traveled for it.
Yeah, I don't know. It was a cool adventure just going out in the boat, out into the ocean to some islands. Like you never would have guessed there'd be rabbits out there.
Yeah, my dad's cousin, he still has a bunch of beagles and raises them and sells them and stuff. So I don't know. I could see me getting a set of beagles one day again. My grandpa was real into it. He always had a running pin, and I mean, he'd have 30 beagles at one time, you know.
Yeah,
So I
I
don't know.
got a
And of course, coon hunting.
I got a bird dog right now, so he's
Oh,
pretty good.
really?
I got a German wire hair.
How old is it?
Almost 4.
Oh, okay. You do a lot of pheasant hunting with it?
Yeah, I had him out when he was only 6 months. Like he never was gun shy, so I just started hunting him.
Yeah. I've never been pheasant hunting before.
That's fun. You should come out. We can go sometime.
I would do that. We don't really have pheasants in Indiana. I mean, not you got them put and take hunts or whatever they call those, but nothing I'm real interested in, I guess.
We got wild ones out here on public land. There's a lot of CRP around the part of the state I live in, and I know a lot of guys that got a lot of good dogs too. So we could go out in a group.
We used to have a lot of quail on one of the properties I can hunt,
Yeah,
but the farmer got rid of took everything out of CRP, and I haven't seen any there since. So
yeah, we got a lot of quail. A free permission place I got. It's mostly CRP. When I go in there deer hunting, I usually kick up a bunch of coveys of quail walking to a
scare the
tree.
crap out of you.
Yeah, it does, or a pheasant jumps up and scares the crap out of me.
Yeah, I've not seen a pheasant in Indiana. I don't know if I ever have, to be honest with you. So,
Yeah, I was
other
top states for pheasants.
yeah, other
We got
than
we got
those fake
woodcock.
ones, you know.
The woodcock we have too, but they're mostly like late winter. We don't really have them during hunting season per se, but late winter. The last couple of days out hunting, I've kicked them up in the timber.
Hmm.
They're kind of cool little bird.
Yeah, they have like a pointy nose.
Yeah, they got the long beak.
Yeah, yeah. I think I saw some out there when I was in Kansas. Could I have seen some in Kansas out there?
Yeah, I think they would go down there.
Yeah. So
They got some weird stuff out like Nebraska. I think those parrot chicken thing, prairie chicken.
yeah,
Yeah.
I've shot some grouse with my longbow.
Yeah. Cool.
Elk hunting.
Nice.
Probably, I don't know, maybe a handful of them, maybe three to five I've shot with my longbow. But whenever
Yeah.
elk hunting's slow or something, you just walk around and try to find the mountain grouse, and you're allowed to shoot them if you had a tag. If you had a hunting license, you could shoot them. So we'd shoot them and eat them.
Yeah, they're good eating.
What would really happen is you would shoot at them like 4 times, and you'd break an arrow that was, had 100, or whatever, $33 broadhead on it and everything. You're like, geez, Louise. But
Yeah, I don't know if I'm slinging that out of a grouse, but
it's pretty fun though. Yeah. Stupid. But
yeah,
we got him.
lots of opportunities. I'm gonna do some turkey hunting in some different states this year too, I think.
Where are you gonna go?
I don't know yet. I might go definitely Iowa. I was thinking about maybe like Nebraska, Missouri. I might come over and hunt like do like West Virginia, Indiana, hunt with
Yeah.
my buddy Jared some tethered. That'd be
Yeah.
cool. Because my grandparents they had a farm in West Virginia for a long time, and they raised me off and on. So I like West Virginia a lot. I always wanted to shoot like a buck and a turkey in West Virginia, just for my grandparents. So I think that'd be fun.
Johnny hunts West Virginia a lot.
Yeah.
I think he killed a nice one there this year.
His cameraman Harry was an intern for the Untamed last
Yeah.
year. He kills for him. We talked about all the strip mine hunting they do down there in southern West Virginia.
Yeah, man, them guys are wild.
Yeah, they are crazy, man.
that bear hunting and stuff, man, that's intense.
Yeah, it is. It's fun though. I mean, it's just I don't know, something different. Sometimes I like to mix it up, man. When I'm grinding for whitetails, I just go duck hunting one morning, man, and just like take a breather, then go right back into deer hunting.
Get you reset yourself and get refocused.
Yeah, like everything's closed now, but coyotes and raccoons are open year round in Iowa. So I might go out and do some coyote calling and raccoon calling, just something to do while my day's off. And thought about getting one of those thermals, man. But oh man, like over $2,000 for thermals.
My buddy Dave has a set of them. He has like a handheld scanner, and then he has a scope. He's supposed to come down tomorrow and hunt this weekend with us. Or go to some of my spots and hunt coyotes, but we kind of pushed it back till next week, hopefully, because of the weather. We're gonna have crappy weather this weekend down here. But yeah, he has that thermal stuff, and that stuff's fun. I'd love to have a set of that, but like you said, I don't know. You'd have thousands of dollars wrapped up into it.
It might be worth it, man.
It would be fun. It would give you something to do for sure in the wintertime.
And it's easier to call them in at night than in the daylight.
Oh, yeah. With the thermals, you don't have to use lights or anything. I mean, you can sit there and just you don't have to worry about setting up per se, other than the wind and all that. But
a lot of those guys use those death grip tripods and just mount. Yeah, and then they just throw the collar out. Like you don't have to be hidden, camoed, nothing, man. You can just stand there.
No, there's nothing more than I want to do than get rid of the coyotes that are in our hunting areas. Like there's so many of them now in the hills.
Yeah, Iowa. Every camera I put out this year had just overrun with coyotes. Every day. It was insane. Some giant ones too, like some big alpha male coyotes.
Yeah, I don't know if people stop trapping those too because of the fur market, but I think they're only worth a handful of dollars too. The coyotes.
Yeah, nobody's really trapping at all. Everything's just like just for fun now, or help money maybe, but not much. It's just mostly depredation.
Yeah, in the name of turkeys and stuff.
Yeah, because they do, man. They eat all kind of whatever, man. They eat it. So it's
yeah. How's turkey population in Iowa right now?
I think it's coming back. The deer are going down, and the turkeys are coming back. It's kind of weird.
You'll become a turkey hunter.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't think so, but
yeah,
something to do. It's all right. I mean, I don't think I could hunt turkeys over deer every day, but.
No, me either. But there's some people that can.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. Some guys just ate up with it, dude. I know quite a few guys that just absolutely love it. They don't even care about deer hunting.
No, I know. I'm not good at turkey hunting either. Like I'm still learning how to do it and figuring it out. But I think I'm going to probably go to a couple places this year. And I went to Wisconsin last year. That was fun. I didn't shoot one, but I should have. If I even halfway knew what I was doing, I would have killed one. So I think I've been to Ohio and hunted them once, but I'd like to go back to Ohio and hunt and give me a reason to go scouting too, just in the middle of the day.
You can come out to Iowa and hunt with me.
Well, I thought about that because I'll have an Iowa tag. So I thought about buzzing out there and turkey hunting and scouting.
Yeah, I can tell you when they have a little draw thing. It's not, you don't have to buy points or anything. You just put your name in there and you can grab it. What zone? I got some really good spots to hunt that have a lot of birds.
Obviously it's probably not as popular as deer hunting, but is there a lot of pressure in Iowa for turkeys?
Not where I go. Not really. I don't hardly see anybody.
Yeah. Yeah, coyotes have been, Elizabeth says they've been destroying the rabbit population. Yeah. I haven't seen as many rabbits this year as I had in the past.
Rabbits, squirrels, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
We got rabbits out here. I've seen a ton of rabbits the last couple of years out here.
You know what we're getting a lot of around here in Indiana is freaking bobcats.
Yeah, we got a ton. Nah, I see them all the time on trail camera. We used to not
Yeah,
have
me
any.
too. Can you shoot them yet down there in Iowa?
Yeah, you can do 3 a year, I think it is now.
Oh, dang. We
It
can't
used,
shoot them yet.
it used to be 1, but now it's 3.
You ever got a shot at one?
Yeah, I've trapped a giant one before.
I think it'd be cool to get a bobcat. I'd
Yeah,
probably, tan it out or something. But
I've caught red fox out in Iowa when I ran trap lines. I'd
yeah.
run a trap line to college when I was in college. I'd get up at 2 o'clock in the morning and run my lines because a lot of people will steal your stuff because I ran right away. In Iowa, you can trap the side of the roads.
Mm-hmm.
From the road to like the fence line or telephone pole, you can trap. So I'd run that all the way like over an hour long trap line to college. I'd go all zigzag and I'd run, I don't know, 5 to 1,000 traps. So it'd take me a while, but I'd show up to college with a truckload full of dead critters. I had a skunk spray me a couple times and
Go setting.
I got kicked out.
Oh man.
Yeah, I don't like the skunks or the possums or feral cats. Sometimes you get a feral cat on trap. Man, they tear you to pieces. I grabbed one time and threw it through the truck window on top of my buddy. Man, it tore him all the pieces.
Oh no.
And this time we caught a bobcat, but we already had our one for the year, so I was letting it go. And I was like, I got the smart idea just to throw a coat and jump on top of it. But the wind caught the coat and blew it, and I landed on top of the bobcat, and we had a tussle right in the road.
Oh my.
Tore me up.
It did.
Man, that thing tore me up.
Yeah. I think they'll eventually in Indiana here give us a tag to shoot one if we want. Now, I'd be honest with you, I can't ever think of a time I would have been able to shoot one from a stand, but they're around. I've seen them a bunch from the stand, and I've also gotten dozens and dozens and dozens of trail camera pictures of them. But I think if I could shoot one, I'd probably try a little harder to get one.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I mean, I've gotten fights and been bitten by all kinds of wild animals. Like out raccoon hunting. Man, they get in a fight with the dog and they get a hold of you and they crawl off your leg and they're tearing me up and the dog's biting me, trying to get the raccoon off of me. And oh man,
It's a mess
out there just doing crazy stuff.
That a dog hunting, man, that's you got to be a different kind of breed to do that. Like it's pretty rough sometimes.
Oh yeah, man, they get in the craziest places too that you got to traverse terrain to get to. I've fallen off 10-foot creek banks and
oh yeah.
In Iowa, they got those ag ditches. I'll be walking in a cornfield to get to the dog, and I'll just step and just out in the no man's land. I'll drop in one of those 6-7 foot ag ditches. Don't even expect it. Man, I don't even know how I haven't broke one of my legs yet or whatever doing any of that stuff.
It's kind of crazy. I don't do it anymore. I was so engulfed in it when I was younger. Like we loved hunting with dogs, but there's just a lot of work, man. They are like all year. It's a lot of work. You got to feed them all year, take care of them all year.
Yeah, it's better to just tag along with somebody than it's kind of like a kid. You get a kid for a day, but you can give it back. So it's awesome. But if it was your kid full time, you wouldn't really care for it that much.
Yeah, exactly.
I was like, God.
I don't know. That's what and like we got a pup right now, a lab. It's like there's a freaking lot of work when they're puppies too, just to get one and get it.
It's awful.
And dude, you know how much a good coon dog is now? How much that cost?
$3 to $5 grand, maybe more.
More, yeah,
more.
Yeah.
You have to run in UKC or any of that.
Oh, that's crap. Yeah, it's like, geez, man. Same with the squirrel dogs. They're super expensive now. I think you can get some rabbit dogs for decent, not too much money, but I think my buddy sold a squirrel dog for like 20 grand.
Yeah, that's wild, man.
Jeez,
we're in the wrong business.
Well, now he put, he's probably in the hole on it. Like he put a lot of time and effort into that dog, but
yeah, they still got that autumn oaks in Indiana, like that
yep,
big giant.
yep, it's a big deal.
Yeah, that thing's cool.
Yeah, I've been there a couple times. It's been a lot of years, but I've been there a couple times.
Yeah, always world renowned. That's one of the best competitions in the country.
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, and it's almost like a show too,
Yeah.
you know, but just for a different type of hunting. I looked into one of those Garmin trackers and stuff for Rosie, my lab, from when we're shed hunting. I thought about that might be good to have on her just in case she gets off or gets away or something. But man, that stuff's expensive too.
$700-800, or it
Yep.
used to be. I had them.
Yeah. I think you can still get them for that, but I'm like, I don't know. It's expensive. You ever ate a bobcat?
I don't think I have. I don't think I would want to, but who knows? In the mountains, I mean, I could have. Like,
Yeah.
I used to live off the land, basically.
Yep.
I've eaten weird stuff, man.
Rendell was a mountain man for a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, that's probably my favorite place in the whole world was back with my grandparents on the farm. Like, I wouldn't trade that for anything.
Yeah. Yep. I get that. You ever see yourself moving back out there?
Nope. Hell no.
It's always being like Iowa.
Yeah, I couldn't move. Man, it's too populated out east, man. I don't like people that much, dude.
Yeah.
Traffic and noise and crime and people and more people and more people.
Smaller deer.
I mean, no offense. I like people somewhat, but not that much at all,
Yeah.
honestly.
You like deer. You like other deer hunters.
Yeah, I like cool people. Most
Yeah.
people I don't like.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, I'm just not a people person, man.
No, I
Midwest
get that.
gravel roads and dirt roads and farming. I can go all night out in Iowa and not see another person most of the time.
Right. No,
So
I
it's
get that. I know it's pretty unpopulated out in Iowa, and like
yeah.
there's so many dirt roads in Iowa too. Like that's something that threw me off when I first went out there scouting. I scouted out there a few years ago, and really got into like the the countryside of Iowa, and I'm like, it was rained one day, and I like turned down this road to go down it,
Service
and
B.
I almost didn't make it down the road. Like I was thinking I was gonna have to be calling someone.
Yeah, service B roads when it rains. I'm like, I'm good. That's
Yeah.
another tip I got that I don't tell anybody about. I always find public land on service B roads because I know when it rains, guys can't get down the road. So if it rains for a couple of days, I know exactly how long it takes to dry up. Then I can beat the pressure back in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a little tip that most people don't think about.
There you go. Well, I can concur because I was dumb enough to take my pickup down one of them, and dude, it
I'm,
was like driving on ice. It
oh
was
yeah,
crazy.
I'm still dumb enough to go down them, dude. I got stuck a bunch of times. I slid off the
Yeah, I'm going through. Yeah, I'm going through our comments here, and we started off with people wanting to see our feet, so that was.
Oh, hey, you can go to my OnlyFans at OnlyFans.
My feet are very average. I don't know. There's nothing special about my feet, so.
I got ugly feet.
That's funny.
I have a side hustle I talked to Jacob about, but I can't talk about that on the podcast.
We'll get you on the members only. You can tell us about
it. Yeah.
Oh,
man.
Funny.
Man, I don't know if anybody learned anything from this podcast. Probably not.
It's fine. They can watch something else. They want to learn something.
Farrell wants to know what type of road. It's called a service B road. It's just a mud road, basically.
Yeah. They just don't. There's not like gravel on it, really. There is, but there's not.
And all the roads are like a triangle. They're pitched so the water runs off, so you slide off them super easy. And it's not underneath that gets you. It's that top. It's like a mud slush, and your truck just floats on it. So you need like almost like the tires you use at the beach, those really wide mud tires, so you float on top. Or you got to have something super heavy, like one of those big military trucks, so you can dig down in it.
Yeah, you'll get stuck on them. I mean, I was sure I was going to get stuck on one when I was down there.
Rendell for president, Mike just said.
you are ahead of me on the comments. I will get to all those. Jacob this is what we're Jacob, I didn't even realize it was you that said this. I just read the comment. Johnny is somewhere between 5'5" and 6'2".
Yeah, but he made me stand downhill. The camera guy made me stand downhill because when I was uphill of him in the photo, I just towered over him so bad. It made Johnny look like a little hobbit.
Oh man. Am I coming to the
I'll be there.
Mobile Hunter Expo? Probably. I'm not sure yet, Jacob. If I do, I'll probably just be as a civilian. Unless I hop up there with I don't know if Dan and them are coming or if I just hang out your guys' booth. I'll be at and I told the members this, but I'll be at the ASIO booth quite a bit this year, actually. Rendell, how many shows am I going to? Maybe like 5?
5, 6.
However many he can rope me into coming to.
Harrisburg, Minnesota, Indiana, Ohio, probably another 1 or 2. So yeah, about 6.
Indiana. Yeah, you said Indiana.
Yeah, I did. Well, 2 in Indiana. So yeah.
Oh yeah, Shipshawana, and then that's right. Yeah.
Then Indiana.
What Ohio one are you talking about? Which one did I?
Columbus. You said you were doing.
Oh.
I had you down in there, so you said you're committed. Brent, I am coming. Oh, I'm way ahead of you on the comment, but Josh,
that's all right.
I am coming to the Manningham, PA show. I'll be there.
Yep. Pharrell asks, do you ever find deer feeding on beech nuts?
They eat all kinds of nuts, but I don't know about. We don't have beech trees in Iowa.
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, we have beech here, but I've never seen them produce any kind of. Pharrell, I think, is from Texas too, if I remember right. So he may have some type of a different tree than we are familiar with. I think Pharrell. I think you're from Texas.
Beech Do what? Nut. I said pecans, pecan, beech nut.
Yeah, right.
All kinds of nuts. I don't know about the beech nut thing, man. I'm sorry. I saw.
Yeah, sorry, Pharrell.
I'll find out for you though. I'll let you know. I'll comment on your comment in the YouTube video.
Yeah, they probably do eat them in some way, sometime.
Yeah, I mean, if that's the only thing they got to eat, I would think so. I am going to be at the Wisconsin. I'm going to every show, y'all.
I'll say, Rendell, the ASIO guys will be at everything. How many is Joe going to go to?
I don't know. He said he tried to make as many as he can.
Yeah.
He'll probably go out to all the big ones.
Yeah.
But I'll be at every single show, and then I'll have some other ASIO dudes, and then mostly volunteers.
Yeah.
Or pro staff, or whatever you want to call them.
Yeah. Jim says, I have UFO on camera. That's what we talk. That's what we talk about. If anybody wants to be a member, that's what we talk about is conspiracies and stuff on the members only shows.
Jim, stop cooking meth in the middle of the night.
You made me lose my spot, Rendell. Let's see here. You ever seen anything real weird in the woods?
Myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have. I've heard some really weird noises.
Probably bobcats.
Yeah, people screaming. I've walked into some marijuana groves a couple times. That wasn't too fun because you never know what's going to happen with that. I found like a bunch of dolls hanging in trees and stuff. Like, I don't know, that kind of freaked me out a little bit. Like, just old stuff you see. Like, how did that get here? Like, you're like,
right,
like 7 miles back here, exaggerating 7 miles, but
right.
And I'm just like,
oh, what? Yeah.
Or I've had coyotes attack me a couple times out deer hunting in the dark when I was coming back.
Really?
In Missouri, yeah. I beat a coyote with a tethered one stick. A whole pack of them came up on me in a cornfield in Missouri 2 years ago.
Jeez.
And I had the wind was blowing back into a creek, and I heard them all yipping coming at me, man. And I got the climbing stick out, and I'm like, oh my gosh, is this gonna happen? Pretty wild.
You shouldn't have told that story. You're gonna scare a bunch of people.
Yeah.
That's like my wife's biggest fear was coyotes. And I'm always like, they're not gonna hurt you.
They'll hunt you. They'll come when you're coon hunting too. When you got the dog out, they'll shadow the dog in the shadows. Like that's polite. I mean, it's pretty wild. Some of the stuff you run into. I've never really I've run into where I've been driving in to go deer hunting, and some random dude walks out of the woods like in the middle of nowhere, like not stuff. He's like some homeless guy. Kind of freaks me out. Like I'm good. I'm not hunting here right now.
Yeah. But the weirdest thing I've seen, I think I was in Kentucky. This is a long time ago, but there was a piece of public, and I drove down it, and it was a real rough area. I mean, just houses without doors and windows and stuff like that. People living in them, and there was they had like a Chucky head that was like they took the big sword and they had the sword like shoved down through the Chucky head and then into the ground. On the public land there. I was like, that's weird.
Yeah, I've run into stuff like that.
Yeah.
30 foot up in the air. Like, man, I wonder how that mattress got up there.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I found deer like in a tree. I set up in a tree and I looked up in a crotch above me and there was a deer up in it.
Really?
Carcass. And I was like, okay, mountain lion. Like,
yeah.
I just got creeped out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's a mountain lion living there.
Yeah, you're coming out in the dark. You're like, oh man, like sometimes I'll look behind me in the dark when I'm walking out just to see if anything's following me.
Right. Well, when you live in an area where you're not the right where I live, there's not much else that would be able to kill me in the woods.
Yeah.
But if you're in an area where things can kill you, that's a different feeling in the woods.
Yeah, because we got mountain lions, and I mean they're there. I've gotten some on trail camera.
That's the one thing, and I would go for sure, and I'd be fine. But that's the one thing that makes me second guess going to like Kodiak Island, because I've been invited to go there a couple times with my buddy Alan, and I mean he's like yeah, there's grizzly bears, so we will see them and we will have to deal with them. Like they're there. I'm like, whew.
I'd be more worried about a brown bear than a grizzly, to be honest with you.
Yeah, either way though. I mean,
just throw them a salmon and kick them in the nuts like that one little commercial.
Yeah. Those commercials. Was that like Budweiser or something? What was that?
I don't know. It was like tuna or salmon can.
Yeah, that was like a viral thing back in the day.
That was awesome.
Yeah, those are great. Those are great videos. Oh, it's like that Australia kangaroo video or that kangaroo gets that dog or the dog in the chokehold and that guy just
man, a lot of wild stuff.
Yeah. You like pineapple on your pizza?
No.
I like it. I would eat it.
I mean, I can eat it, but I'm not a huge fan of it.
Dude, you can eat your pizza. I was going to tell you that. I keep forgetting. You can eat your pizza.
I hate the smacking noise of the chewing. I find it really irritating. I got a buddy that when he does Marco Polos, he eats all the time, and I just hear him smack, and it drives me insane. Someone watches this, he's going to be like, what the
heck? Josh, are there any public areas open in deer reduction zones, or is it just private land? Yes, there are. There's one spot here in Indiana that has a reduction zone on public land. Elizabeth, I've been there once this year already. Typically, it gets a lot of pressure just because of the nature of it, being the only piece of public in the reduction zone. So it's literally the only public land that's open for deer hunting right now in the state of Indiana. So, well, I mean, the rest of January once season's all done. Yeah, season's out now. So yeah. But I'll probably hit that buzz up there again before the year's over. Try to get me a doe up there. You guys have any reduction zones in Iowa?
We just do urban zones, which I'm probably going to hunt some urban zones because they're open during shotgun season.
Yeah.
Because in Iowa, you can't bow hunt during gun season, only if it's. So I can hunt like Des Moines urban zone, or there's a bunch of other urban zones too that got different rules. But I thought about it. But usually you got to kill like a couple does first before you can get a buck tag.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know.
I pay good money to sit around a campfire with Johnny for a night. Yeah. Johnny's been filming all of his hunts this year too. I think he's planning on opening him a YouTube channel, which that should be interesting.
Yeah, he's had the cameraman all season.
Yeah, he like hired a cameraman to follow him around all year.
Yeah, but I think they're gonna release everything after season's over.
Yeah.
They get it edited and stuff. But he can pay me $1,000 and I can set it up with Johnny where.
Yeah, right. Right.
We can hang out.
No, I'll get Johnny back on. I'll get him on soon again, and maybe we'll just have like a BS session like this. I think that'd be fun, and try to get him to start telling stories, and you could probably just keep rolling with him. It'd be nice to just like get him in person and do it, but
yeah, I think he'll be at Harrisburg. Maybe we can do a roundtable podcast with.
Yeah, heck yeah,
that'd be dope.
Yeah, we'll plan on that, guys. We'll get it on here live, or we'll record it and everything. So yeah, Bill, I did a podcast with Bo this weekend. Me and him did one together. Bo doesn't do them live like I do. Like he doesn't put them out real time. So we're just waiting till it's going to come out here in a couple weeks, Bill. We're going to release them together on my channel and on his at the same time. But yeah, that's coming. So it'll be like probably an extra podcast that week.
Sweet.
Yep. Bo's a good guy.
Didn't you have some trouble with his muzzleloader or something not going off?
Yeah, I didn't go off. He got the powder. So he loaded his powder, and we tell the story in the podcast, but he loaded his powder inside the cabin where it was nice and warm, and then it was freezing cold outside. So
got him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it happens. Once I load mine outside and I leave it in the vehicle the whole entire muzzleloader season. I never take it inside.
Yeah. That's a good tip for anybody muzzleloader hunting, because it apparently does hurt the muzzle, or it can put moisture in your powder.
And if it's raining, Gary puts electrical tape over the barrel, 2 pieces, so the water can't get in it, and you can still shoot it and be accurate. That's another tip.
Yeah, I've heard people like cutting off the tips of like not glove, like medical gloves or whatever you call them, rubber gloves.
Yeah, it's like a rifle condom or something.
Yeah, right, exactly. Zank, I don't know what you're asking there. He says, "Why can I only see Rendell's upper neck, face, and ears?"
I don't know, man.
It's hard telling about Zank.
I'm only dressed from the waist up for this interview. What do you drive? I'm driving a ASIO van. You can't miss it. Big Dodge ProMaster. It's camo.
Nice.
I'm not telling you what my vehicle is. I'm not hotting myself.
Let's see here.
Lots of questions on here.
I know. That's good though. Some of them we kind of answered while we were going. Do any woodcock hunting? Yeah, we talked about that. Let's see. Sorry, guys. I'm scrolling through some of this.
I think that's going to be one good thing about you doing a lot of shows. It's going to give a lot of opportunities for cool podcasts and different.
Oh, yeah.
Stuff like that. And network with a lot of people you normally wouldn't get to person. So I think that'll be awesome to have a lot of those in-person podcasts and shows.
Yep. We'll have to dedicate some evenings and mess around, do them.
Because I know that me and Joe did with you at Ohio was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Yep.
How many sky dumps did I take this year? Man, I pooped a lot this year in the woods, like more than ever. I don't know what the deal was.
I pooped in the woods today.
I was hunting so much, but I learned from Rob from Tethered, my buddy Mendoza, that dude wipes, the non-scented dude wipes, he's a lifesaver with those. I carry every bag I got. I got a pack for every single backpack I use. And I always have them. So that's what I use. I'll try to get out of the tree. I only sky dump if it's an emergency. It's not the most graceful looking thing, let me tell you.
That's the next time the next time we have one of these, that's what we'll call it, sky dumping with Rendell.
Yes.
Oh.
Do I use any scent control? Hell no. Nothing. Nada. Zero. It's a sham. Waste of money. Don't believe in it. Let's see. What else? What gear do I want to change? Oh, man, that's a really good question.
Yeah, that is a good one.
Let's see. Well, my number one thing was boots, and I bought some Sneeze. They're Beartooth zero insulated boots, so I got that problem fixed.
Nice.
I got a tree stand and all the accessories for it, so I'm still playing around with that. So I'm not 100% sure on the tree stand front. I had the bag under the seat, and I didn't like that because I'm so big, I just couldn't see it. So went to like the little mini pack. It's like a little hybrid half pack deal. I like that a lot. I do like the on-stand bow holder. I didn't think I would, but I like it a lot just to have my bow right on the tree stand. They got a quiver holder I'm going to try too that I haven't used yet. I think it would be interesting. I think saddle hunting wise, I might try going to bigger platforms this year.
That's what I was going to say.
I've always used little ones, but I think I'm going to go to try some bigger ones. A couple different like Predator XL, the Ambush, Trophy Line has a couple options. I never really worry about weight, so I don't really want to go lighter. Man, I don't know. I just want to have a really good system dialed in for tree stand and saddle. I got a bunch of different saddles. They all got their pros and cons. I think I like the little bit lighter weight saddles better. There's some it's not the Ultra Lock is not a bad saddle. I love that thing, but it's just, I don't know, it's pretty heavy and big, with those big pouches and stuff. So I think for me, I like streamlined stuff a little bit more, maybe like the Phantom and stuff like that.
I would agree with you there. I had that Ultra Lock, right? They changed the name of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I couldn't remember the old name anyway, so that's better. But I always found those big pouches were nice, but like when I would turn or something, I would always scrape them on crap. It got frustrating for me, but I don't know how to describe it, but they seem to get in the way a little bit. So
yeah. On the camo front, I have no complaints ever about that. Like I don't really have anything to change on the camo. I mean, that's not BSing either. It's just the way it is. Like there's nothing negative to say about the camo or the base layers. Might try some different socks. I'll probably try the alpaca wool for the socks.
Dude, I was looking at those on the internet the other day, so my dang feet don't get so dang cold.
Yeah. I don't know what other products coming out that I might consider using. Most of it's in the archery world, like switching up bows.
Yeah, you have a hard time with that, don't you?
Yeah,
because of your length,
my
your draw length.
But I actually think I shoot better short draw. I just like it better in the tree because they didn't make bows when I first started for a guy like me. So I got so used to shooting a shorter draw length than what I needed. I just like it better. When I got the draw I need, man, it's really weird for me to adjust. Like, I think I'm just stuck in my ways. And guys will argue I would shoot better and blah, blah, blah. But I still kill deer just fine. Like, I heart shot bucks at 50-something yards with my short draw bow. So,
yeah,
I've looked more into that. Like, I really like the specs of that Prime RVX 34. It's pretty much identical to the bow I've been running for like 12 years that they don't make anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Hoyt Alpha X33 I really liked. I shot that thing quite a bit. I liked it better than the carbon bow.
Yeah, that's rough. I haven't got to that comment, but if you're asking me, I was gonna echo getting a bigger platform for my saddle. I think eliminating that, like being able to stand on it almost like a tree stand, and then eliminating that weak side shot would make me feel a lot better about saddle hunting.
There is a new product coming out by Genesis 3D that I prototype tested and had a lot of input on that I'm really excited about. I can't say what it is yet, but it's there's nothing else out there like it. So it'll be really, and it's for saddle hunting.
Is it going to take care of that problem I'm having? Or are you just something off the top of your head you're thinking about? Oh, okay.
And then I do have another one that it was a idea I had with Tethered. It's something I use all the time, and Tethered's they had the final production version made. I don't know when they're going to launch it.
Cool.
But I use it all the time for my style of hunting. I think that'll be cool. Man, I'm more into like tinkering little things than I am like the big things.
Yeah.
Like beginning of the podcast. So it just depends on what comes out. Like, I just want to be more efficient in the woods, make better decisions. It's more like woodsmanship skills that I'm more worried about. If I had to change anything, it'd be decision making, efficiency, having better setups,
more scouting.
Yeah, scout more, use my instincts more. Like, don't second guess. Man, I second guess myself a lot in the woods, and that tends to screw me.
Yeah,
like I need to be doing that. Man, there's a bunch of questions in a row. Let me look here, dude.
Keep going. I think I'm caught up to you now.
I think, I don't know. Do I believe in Sasquatch? I don't know. I might be related to Sasquatch.
Oh.
Cell cams. I do not have a problem with cell cams. It's just a damn camera. Like, if you look at the ratio, man, just think of the numbers of pictures transmitted every year. Millions of photos, dude, because I get thousands of photos. So if you took that with the ratio of bucks killed by a cell cam, it'd be less than 1%. So I believe it's BS.
It's kind of like insignificant. Yeah.
I think it's better for buck management, because if I know I got a 190, I'm not going to go shoot a 150. And they say that it puts more pressure in the woods, but I disagree, because I feel like if I don't have it, I have to go in the woods and scout more in season and tear it up and put my scent in there. And I think the camera helps you stay out. Like, you just got it monitoring and you're looking at that. And a lot of guys are doing that. And guess what? When you get the picture of that big buck, you should have been there. Like, it's over.
Yeah, it's too late. And that's people, like, I think they have the wrong perception of my thoughts on cell cameras. Like, I use cell cameras. I have more cell cameras than Rendell. I guarantee I do. But I have mentored like a few new hunters recently, and they start doing this research or on their own and stuff. And like one of the first things they ask me is like, what brand of cell camera should I buy? I'm just like, well, let's just, like, you've never hunted before. Let's just slow down here and let's figure some other things out first. And I think people put so much emphasis on, like, dude, how important are cameras to you? Exactly. That's what I'm getting at. I think people people get so fixated on those cameras that they're looking at this little bitty narrow window when they need to just open their eyes and look around them a little bit and worry about that instead of,
I've never killed a buck that I've gotten on camera.
Yeah.
Every buck I've killed, all the booners and stuff, never got a picture of any of them. And they lived right by the cameras. I've actually glassed bucks going around cameras.
Yeah.
Like, they're there. That's why I hang them high. For me, it's just inventory. Like, I'm just speed scouting with them. I'm not using them to hunt. I think that's where the guys run into the issue where it's hurting them, because they're using them to hunt, and I'm using them just scouting and inventory and trying to find
exactly
I want to target.
Yeah.
And I don't know. You got states banning cameras on public land, but private you can use it. And I think that's discrimination, because I think that hates me because I'm poor. So since I'm poor, I can't sell camera. You know what I mean?
I know. I get it. That's a super weird thing they do.
And I'm supposed to own public land, but someone's telling me I can't run a camera on there. So that means I don't own the land. Someone else is telling me. That's a dictatorship, man. That's discrimination against the poor folk like me. Like, I don't think so. And then a lot of guys whining about cameras don't even use them. Or some guy went in there and killed their big bucks, and then they're whining about it. And, oh, the guy just killed him because he had a cell cam. Or, which I get it, they handpick these little articles about oh, they went in there and they got that deer at 1 o'clock and they ran in there to their stand and they shot him an hour later. Okay, private land, it's their own land. All that's on private land mostly. You don't hear about that on public hardly at all. So it's their land, they can do what they want. And number two, the percentage of that falls into the forks make people fat, and everybody owns cars, but hey, people get in car wrecks and die. Are we banning cars now, or you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like the gun control
Yeah,
laws. Yeah,
it's the whole debate about that. Like anything you do, someone's going to misuse it. Do I agree with that ethically? I don't really care what the person does because it doesn't affect me. I don't really care that that person did that. Like, whatever. I'm not the
yeah,
moral deer hunting high ground god here. Like, I could care less, man. It's like Dan Infalt says, nobody cares. Like, just
yeah,
do your thing, brother. Worry about yourself. I don't know why we're worried about all these other people.
yeah.
Sorry, I'm rant because this is
No, that
kind
was good. That's what this show's about, dude. Because I've had my internal struggles about cell cameras because like they're super beneficial to me because I don't have the like time also sometimes to like go and check cards and stuff all the
yeah,
time. Like I got two boys at the house. They're freaking, an infant that I watch every day. And then my older boy, whatever. It's like they are nice to in those manners too, where you don't have to do that. And like I just set mine. You can use them in that manner to where if you have a problem with um, getting real time data, just set them to where they'd only send pictures to you once a week or whatever, once a
yeah.
day, whatever the.
And if you want to run around with a loincloth and a longbow, that's
Yeah,
on
which
you,
I
bro.
do sometimes.
If you want to do that, that's on you. If you want to make hunting the hardest possible thing in your life, you can do that. But why are you making that decision for me? You should not care what I do. I can make whatever decision I want for myself because I'm a grown ass man
Yeah,
and can do what I want. I'm free. My dad was a Marine. My dad fought for my decisions to use a cell camera, not this dude or whoever else is whining about these damn cameras. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah. No, I
Meet me
completely.
outside. Meet me outside. You know what I mean?
Yeah. How about that? Uh,
Let's get on it. And
yeah,
innately, the camera is not evil. Let's
yeah,
break this craziness. Like
yeah,
now, the problem herein lies is when you add it to other technologies. You get a cross gun, a bait pile, and a cell cam. Then we're talking Dangerville, man, because you run into that in like PA, Ohio, all that, and guys
yeah,
are just crashing all these 2-year-old bucks. Then it gets a little crazy, because
yeah,
that's like one of the easiest things to do to hunt with is all three of those put together.
yeah. And I'm glad we brought this up because I do feel like I probably like I made a video a while back about like technology and hunting and like how to kind of reject it or how to keep working on your woodsmanship without using technology. Like we got to make sure you're sharpening those skills or however I worded it. But like I felt like maybe was a little too harsh on cell cameras. Like I use them. I think you should use them. Like I say that in the video, but I said don't not go to a spot you think looks good because you don't have a camera in there. You know?
Yeah, I hunt
Uh,
it. What
yeah.
happens is you hang the camera, then the buck shows up and smell that you've been there, and they never come back.
They're gone.
Exactly what happens every
Yeah.
single time, dude. Like it's happened to me more than once.
Yeah. Yeah. And that was just a feeling I had because of all this. I've been helping a few people get into hunting, and it was weird to me how like obsessed they were about their cell cameras. I'm just like, oh man, like maybe you should just learn like where maybe where they bed. Let's start with that instead of
Yeah,
putting a
that's
cell
my
camera out.
first step in every process is find the bedding area. That is
Yeah.
exactly the first thing. That's beast hunting in its innate natural state is finding the bed area.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be an individual bed, just a bedding area. I feel like that's the number one step in everything I do. That is my premise of all scouting. I just go look for beds, man.
Yeah.
And then find one I like because you'll get experience and learn, okay, this is a mature buck bed because of these reasons. And then I'm going to back scout that so I can see what he's doing, where I need to set up. That's all. That's all my scouting is basically. I don't go
Yeah.
scout whole woods and mark every single little thing. Like I'm just looking for bedding areas and then trying to find something a big mature buck's going to be in, then backtrack that. and I speed scout doing that. I can cover lots of ground by just doing it in itself.
Right. Josh, I'll get Johnny on here, and I'm really interested in Johnny's scent control regimen. So, did you know Johnny was into scent control, Rendell?
He was complaining about a few things about it. Not with me, but a certain
With
somebody.
Harry?
He was complaining about
Harry's long hair.
The lucky damn cap that cost him some deer. Yeah.
We'll get him on and talk to him about it, guys.
The whole time I'm laughing because I don't use scent control at all. Like nothing.
It's better to hear from Johnny. We'll put it that way. In
Johnny's defense, I can play the wind in the Midwest. Where Johnny lives, he can't play the wind because it's so crazy. So you gotta keep in mind some kind of scent control a little bit as best you can do. I still don't think scent control really matters because I don't think it works, but I don't know.
Josh also asked you, Rendell, if you've seen the tethered carbon platform.
I have actually used it in Indiana for a couple rut sits, 10-hour days. I actually like the carbon XL better than the aluminum XL. The carbon one's not as hard on your feet. It's I think it's a little quieter. If you do hit it, it just makes like that black rat kind of sound. It's not as cold. I really do like that. It doesn't transfer the cold to your feet as much because it's not metal. I like the big stomping pad on top too because my feet are so big. When I toe hook it, it gives me an even, because if I don't have my weight right on top of the little tethered I-beam, it can kick it off a little bit. Then I have to redo it. Where that big stomping pad they have on there, I can get more of my foot evenly pressured on there, so I can toe hook it a little better. I like the adjustment a little bit better. I don't know. I just liked it. It was cool. I mean, there's the break-in thing, it makes a little bit of noise when you break it in, but I used one that Jared used all season, so I didn't have to worry about any of that. It didn't make it for me. And keeping it waxed and stuff, you got to worry about that. But I don't know. I would use one. No problem at all.
There you go. Oh, Buckslayer asked what do you pack it with? Sticks and platform.
Oh my gosh. So I'm running like 6-7 different backpacks.
Well, Rendell, you're also you do testing and stuff, right? For ASIO and everybody.
So I run a big ASIO pack late season because it can hold the late season bibs and the coat together, or it can run either or with the saddle in it and my 6 and platform on it. A lot of the mobile bags aren't big enough for when it gets really cold, because even with that, even if it's 10 degrees out and if you wear when I went with Johnny, I wore that late season bibs and coat in 1.5 miles in, 1.5 out. Dude, I was sweating so bad, man.
Oh yeah.
Even though it was super cold. So I still like to pack one of the pieces in. I usually will, I like wearing the coat in and packing the bibs because I get more flexibility when I'm hiking with my legs. I can bend better. So I think I'm a little bit faster moving without the bibs on. So I tend to pack the bibs. Sometimes I wear the bibs and pack the coat. I don't know. It just depends. But I like the big ASIO bag, super quiet, waterproof, lots of room, pockets. I can carry everything I need. I like the little mobile ASIO pack. I use that a lot. If I'm taking a different kind of platform and some different sticks, I like that one a lot because they just nestle on the back. I like the buckles on it. It's quiet, waterproof. If it's any kind of rain, I'm taking one of the ASIO bags because I can keep my camera gear in there and I know it's not going to get ruined.
Yeah.
And they're really quiet. Like if I'm getting super close to a buck bed, I'd rather take the ASIO bags because they're just that quiet material. Early season, I'm usually running a tethered fast pack with the Predator pack mounted on the back. But and then you can, with the Predator pack and compression, you can open it and you can put like a hoodie in there or something between the pack and the Predator pack. I run my sticks on the bottom, the Predator pack and the platform in the pack. For a tree stand, I typically run that little fanny pack or a little like the hybrid half pack thing. I like to take a little bag. I don't really take a lot of stuff. I use the tree stand more as a backpack than I do a backpack. I just mount stuff to the actual platform or on the seat.
Yeah.
Or put it in my pockets. I'm not big into hybrid hunting, so if anybody asks me that, I think hybrid hunting's dumb. It's not for me.
Hey, I got a question for you because I've gotten a lot of these comments
Yeah.
since I made these saddle hunting videos. What do you think about ring of steps for your platform?
No, I'm good.
Yeah.
It's just more hassle to set up and mess with, and they're not comfortable on my feet. I don't need to walk around the whole tree, man. Like, you just don't need to. Though, because my style of hunting is more that bedding style. Like, I'm picking that buck to come out on this one trail.
Yeah.
And I got my wind blowing somewhere a deer is probably hardly ever going to go, or it has some terrain features that's blocking the deer. So for me, I'm eliminating my weak side shot by how I set up.
Yeah.
So you're worried about your weak side shot, and I'm not, because I don't ever anticipate the deer coming from that direction. Now, if you
don't
hunt
have the hills.
yeah, you hunt hills, field edges, which I don't really think you should hunt field edges unless you absolutely have to.
Yeah.
Or rut hunting, I could see that. Or if you're in a smack dab middle of a bedding area and you don't know where the deer are coming from,
Yeah.
maybe worry about it. But I feel confident in the weak side shot movements where you don't yet. Like, I can spin around the tree. I can do this.
Well, see, I think I would if I had a bigger platform because I was
Yeah.
using the X-Wing this year and it's fairly small,
That's just the way it's designed. That's not a very efficient platform for weak side shooting, like spinning around on it.
Yeah.
It just doesn't have the real estate, like you said. You just need a bigger platform, different shape.
Yeah. I've used squirrel steps. I've used the what are you laughing at?
Squirrel steps is funny.
And then I've used the tree hopper steps, and then I've used the Cranford ring of steps.
Yeah.
And I just because like people are like, you never used them. Like, I freaking used all of them. That's an exaggeration. I haven't used all of them, but I've used a bunch of them. And like, I don't quite understand. Like, people act like you can just spin around the tree when a deer's in range. I'm just like, to me, I had to hang my bow back up. You kind of gotta grab a hold of the tree to like get your momentum going to go around the tree. And
I use my knee, man. You gotta learn your weight distribution with your knees to go around the tree efficiently.
Yeah.
It's all, man. I take my knee and I put it all the way into the side of the tree, and I put all my weight on my lead knee that's in the tree, and I use my other leg that's on the platform as a propeller to move me around. I'll have to show you sometime. But you have no weight on your back leg that's holding the platform. You're just using it as a rudder, and all your weight's in your lead knee in the tree, and it's very stable. You don't get that whole rock and gravity feel. I mean,
right.
I'm so tall though. I'm like 6'8". I can go around the tree with minimum movement, like, because I don't have.
That's true.
So that
helps. But like I'm talking about a ring of steps though. Like, are guys walking around a ring of steps?
Yeah, they are, which I think the deer's going to pick me off. I'm hunting 10 foot. I got a deer 5 yards away. I'm not walking around the ring of steps.
That's what I meant. It just seems like a lot of movement up there when a deer's in bow range.
I mean, I don't
know.
I mean, it's all in your style of hunting, man. Like, that's what I mean. The way I do it, it's different for me than what other guys are doing because they're not doing what I'm doing. So my gear and my needs are going to be different than what somebody else is doing.
Not according to the YouTube comments, Rendell.
Well, they're full of it.
I'm just kidding. No, I get it. I just was wondering if you used them and if you'd had the same problem as me, but
I just don't like them, man. I don't need all that going on.
Yeah, single or double panel saddles?
Single. I have the Ultra Lock, which is like an expandable double. It's a single, but it's a double at the same time. And I don't really ever expand it out. Like, I just don't need it. I'm a leaner.
Yeah.
A double's more for a sitter, man. If you're sitting all the time, get a double or the Ultra Lock. If you're a leaner like me, you don't really need that. I got a good thermal hub question.
Go for it. I'm still scrolling. So,
if you hunt thermal hubs, are you hunting scrapes or trails? I'm running thermal hubs mostly for inventory, honestly. I'm going to find the scrape in the bottom of the thermal hub, run a camera on it. I find hubs are really hard to hunt. It's like one of the harder terrain features to hunt. It'll really mess up a buck quick because your wind's swirling like crazy in there. So you got to know when you can hunt the thermal hub. So when you get a high pressure, like the day after you get that really high pressure, it tends to pull your thermal straight up into the atmosphere so you can get away with it a little bit. First thing in the morning, if there's zero wind, I mean, I'm talking like 0 to 1 mile per hour wind, but you only got like a 2-hour window before thermals take over, or the wind's coming straight into the hub from like the hub section, blowing straight out of like the drainage. It'll blow really clean if it's going straight down, you know. If it runs east to west and you got a west wind and it's going straight down the hub, then you can have more confidence. It's not gonna swirl in there. But those big bucks use them for a reason. It's because they can scent check everything and they swirl. A lot of bucks will actually wait until the thermal switch before they actually come into it, and they'll scent check it from the high wall, and then you're in the hub and you're toast. So I think a lot of guys tend to sit too low in the hub. I will get up top and hunt the rim of the hub high because I'm anticipating the older buck coming into the hub later.
Yeah.
Or I'm going to wait for the weather feature, or I'm using it as inventory. And then if I get a buck in the area, I'm going to find somewhere else to make him vulnerable besides the hub. I'm going to figure out kind of where he's bedding, maybe on a different wind, or if he's bedding up on the ridge above a hub, maybe I need to get on that ridge in the morning before he comes back. Like I'll just try to find some kind of loophole in there. But they're awesome for cameras. But everybody else knows that too. I mean, I find a lot of cameras and hubs now.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure. I'm definitely going to mess with my saddle and start just practice more with everything about the weak side shot. People,
yeah.
I'm just finishing the comments and people were agreeing with you on all that. Yeah. Not that I didn't believe you. I just.
And then Buckslayer want to know about dating a fat chick. Dude, I am like the king of dating the fat chicks, man. I'm in like the tiniest trees ever. That's where the full frontal thing comes from, just so you know, because me and Josh's dad were setting up. And I literally put us in the tiniest tree. I mean, me and Josh's dad in the same tree. I mean, this tree is like 2 number up there. And we're set up on this little meadow thing, and there's only the trail's coming straight at us. And Josh's dad looks back at me and he's like, "What do I do if a buck comes in?" Full frontal that song. I was dead serious. I'm just like full throttle, just shooting. We're low enough. We got the biggest kick out of that. I mean, we're literally like in the tiniest tree possible for my giant tail and his dad. It was insane.
What's your heaviest deer? Jim was asking.
I got 3 bucks over 300 pounds. Basically, my booners are over 300.
Rendell, didn't you shoot a booner that was a 2-year-old?
Yeah, it's 2.5.
Yeah, 2.5. Yeah.
But there's some age, you know. It's not exact science, but it's like a 170 2.5-year-old. So
that's crazy.
Could have been a 3.5, but
yeah,
I mean, it's science.
It's still a young deer.
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
that's crazy.
Up in Iowa are insane.
Yeah,
you just get those freaks. Those are the ones that are going to be 200 inches if you let them live.
Yeah, right. See any more questions? I think we kind of got to the end, didn't we?
I got a bunch.
Keep going.
Oh, yeah, he said I got it with the knee pad thing. Any thoughts on finding bedding in the Ozarks? Leeward ridges, my friend. So if you got a north wind, look on the south side. You got a west wind, look on the east side of slopes. Bed, wind over the back, looking out, downwind. Heaviest deer. Yeah, I think we got a bunch unless you've seen some. I couldn't keep up, man. I was losing.
No, I know. I was trying to also. So, no, that was awesome. And we've been on for 2 hours too, and you're probably tired.
I'm good, man. I'm wide awake.
You got a pizza to eat still tonight.
Yeah, I got I got wings, pizza, and crazy bread.
There you go. I saw you had. It's just you there, right?
Yeah, it's just me, bro. I got like fat camper. This is how you get 300-pound bucks. I feel like this is gonna trigger a lot of people in the comments later, but it'll be all right. I can handle it.
What, the pizza?
Oh no, just everything we talked about.
Oh man, no, it's good, man. You know, Dan was on here for 100 episodes. He says all kinds of crazy stuff.
It's just what I believe, man. I just give my opinion. I'm not very a political I just tell you the truth, man. Like,
yeah, right. That's why everybody loves you, man.
That's why I tell companies, like, if you send me a product to use, you better have thick skin, because if I think it sucks, I'm going to tell you it sucks.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to tell you why it sucks.
Yep.
And we
I'm
have
kind of the same way. I rarely tell somebody that give me something good about it. Like, it's like, what, you know, I mean, everybody tells you how great everything is, you know?
Yeah. Blow smoke up your beehole.
Yeah, right. It's not going to make them better. It really isn't.
No.
You know?
I think woodsmanship trumps just about anything. I use some of the crappiest gear you could imagine to kill some of those booners.
Yeah.
Like the heaviest, clunkiest, loudest piles of junk, cheap, because I was poor. Like, and it worked. I mean, a stick. You can climb any stick and you can sit in anything. Like, it innately work to get the job done. It's just if you want a old clunker rust bucket or you want a Ferrari. I mean,
right.
But if you think a Ferrari is going to make you a better hunter, you're damn sure mistaken, because that takes skills and woodsmanship.
Yep. I think that's a good point to end on.
Yeah, for sure.
Thanks, dude.
Yeah, man. Anytime.
Hey, everybody, follow Rendell on Instagram. That's pretty much your biggest platform, right?
I like Facebook, man. I like Instagram.
I got your Instagram linked in the description below. So
Instagram's all photos, and I don't have to listen to people's opinions or them whine.
Follow him on Instagram. All right, everybody. Have a good night, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.
No bucks.